Rant and Rave. Here we go, Tucker. Let's talk a little Christmas with sports. Name the best Christmas sports gift we got in 2021.
Well, I'll do it in like 2 seconds and say the Braves winning the World Series, and I'll let you expound on that because I know you have a lot more to say than me about your Atlanta Braves.
Can we say Jorge Soler was a pretty good Christmas gift, right?
Yeah, it was good. All those players they picked up obviously were a big deal in them winning the World Series when no one expected them. Looking back, I said they weren't going to make the playoffs. Look at me, silly me.
Well, we don't want to talk about those predictions. We want to forget about that, right? But I think Jorge Soler was a pretty good Christmas gift. I think Eddie Rosario. I think Adam Duvall. I think all those guys were a pretty good Christmas gift. 6 trades between the All-Star break and the trade deadline, and it worked out pretty well. And yes, getting that championship trophy. I think we sit here every year, Tucker, and say, all right, is next year the year that we'll finally bring the state of Georgia championship? And we definitely finally got it. So we're very fortunate for that, for sure. So yes, I think we can all say we're given a pretty good gift on November the 2nd from the Atlanta Braves, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. Once in a lifetime for a lot of people.
Absolutely. Yeah. Especially if you're 26 years or younger.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
It's a pretty good gift. All right, name a sports Christmas gift we wish we could return, Tucker. Can we return the Atlanta Falcons to the NFL, or maybe do we return JT Daniels to USC since we might not need him for Georgia?
Might not need him, might not be available because he has COVID. For me, as an Auburn fan, I know you like Mike Bobo, but I didn't like him as a play caller, and I've already returned that gift as an Auburn fan. They got rid of him. So bring the next gift in and see how they can do with calling plays in this Birmingham Bowl that's coming up next week.
That's right. Yeah, I think he returned him to Athens, and we brought his son along with him. So we'll take it and see how that works out for sure. All right. Got some problems in sports right now, Tuck, with a lot of games being moved around and canceled, postponed. Some concerns, of course, NFL, NBA. Will the latest COVID scare harshly impact sports even more than it already has? What do you think?
I think so. In the NFL especially, we're getting close to the playoffs, seeding teams sitting players out, games being moved around. Let's return COVID. How about that? We go back to Christmas gifts. We thought we were over it. Well, not over it, but we were, out of the weeds a lot, big time. We had a big sense of a return to normalcy, but here we are again, back to 2020, and I do think it's going to impact this playoff hunt, especially NFL. At least the NBA is early still.
Yeah, I think it will, though. I agree. I think, I don't want to sound alarmist here by any means, and I'm not trying to kind of buy the spill that's being put out there, but I think obviously there's going to be kind of side on the just go for a cautionary side, if you will, and try to be careful. I had someone ask me tonight about JT Daniels. Will they allow him to be around the other Georgia players if he in fact has COVID? Well, no, they probably won't, even if those other players are vaccinated, because you don't know. So, that's where it kind of gets into play of, like look at Trae Young. That's a big deal, obviously, now with Trae Young and Danilo Gallinari and Clint Capella and the protocols. We know that Young definitely has COVID. So, it is a concern, and I don't want for this to totally cancel games. You're right. The NBA is early enough, but, the NHL's canceled all their games until after Christmas. Yeah. So, that kind of tells you what the leagues are doing, especially if these other big cities are starting to shut down or mask up or do something like that. Will people be allowed to go to the games? Are we going to go through that again, Tucker, where we're going to be seeing games played in empty stadiums and empty arenas? That's something that you kind of have to wonder about a little bit if this kind of continues to get out of control. But you're right. We wish we could return that. Finally, can the Falcons beat the Lions Sunday and finally win a game in Atlanta? They won a home game in London, Tuck, but can they win it in Atlanta?
Yeah, they can win in Atlanta. In NFL, you never know what's going to happen, and the worst teams beat the best teams sometimes, so it's possible. And the Lions coming off a big win that was not supposed to happen, so let's see if the Falcons can get one.
Jared Goff in the protocol himself. Shame, because that means his girlfriend may not come to the game on Sunday in Atlanta. Google her. But you know what? Yes, the Falcons are finally going to win and beat the hapless Lions on Sunday. That's Rant and Rave for this week. We hope you have a Merry Christmas.